A reflection on life, change, and legacy for the year 2050. This letter is a reflection on life, change, and the legacy we leave behind. I hope these words reach you, whenever and wherever they may find you. If this letter finds its way into your hands, maybe in a drawer, a dusty file, or passed down from someone who once knew me, then it means time has done what time always does, it moved on. And perhaps I didn't. I wasn't born great. I'm just a normal person, living an ordinary life. I worked hard. I made mistakes. I loved, I cared, I got angry. It's all part of growing up and growing old. There's nothing particularly special about me, except that I live fully, in the way that was mine. I was born in a Singapore that smelled of rain on stone tiles, soy sauce from hawker stalls, and laundry flapping on bamboo poles. I grew up when people knew their neighbors, when toys didn't need batteries, and when play meant the ground beneath your feet, not a screen in your palm. Life was simple. Back then, even the old HDB blocks were different. The elevators didn't stop at every floor. You had to climb a few steps to get home, not convenient, but part of life. It added a certain rhythm, a quiet patience, to our days. We played with peers our own age. We fought, got angry with each other, but we'd be friends again the next day. There were no solitary games, we needed our friends to play, to run with, to challenge. We spent hours outside, from one game to the next. I remember the basketball court downstairs at my mum's place. A place where we'd play for hours with whoever was around. And there was the marble ball, where every spin mattered, and the feeling of competition was so real. Then there was the kite flying. We used glass strings to cut each other's kite strings and see whose was sharper. We even had secret recipes to make them stronger. We ran through a small forest near my mother's place, hunting for spiders to challenge one another with, comparing whose was stronger. The forest is gone now, replaced by HDB blocks. But I still remember the thrill and simplicity of those days. I remember when I moved into my place 30 years ago after I got married. It was a quiet road, the kind you could walk down in peace with hardly any traffic. There was a small forest at the end, untouched, undeveloped. That's why it stayed quiet for years. It was a peaceful place, and life moved at its own gentle pace. But over the years, old neighbors moved out, and new ones moved in. I'm lucky that my two direct neighbors are still the same families. But one of them, their children have grown, gotten married, and moved out. Just like I know will one day happen with my own boys. I can feel the path we're on, one that leads us away from this familiar chapter. Just as their children left before mine. When I moved out from my mother's place, she must have felt the same way. And one day, my boys will too. My wife and I will be back to where we started, just the two of us. In recent years, they opened the end of the road, extending it to new blocks of houses. Now, the quiet is gone. The sound of traffic fills the air where silence once lived. I close my window now just to hear my favorite song, to block out the noise that wasn't there before. And though change is inevitable, I can't help but miss those days of stillness. The way the world felt like it had slowed down, just for a moment. Like the song turned back the clock. If you listen to it, you understand that era. How the world felt slower, more in tune with itself, and full of simple moments we now hold dear. What hurts more than the loss of buildings is the feeling of losing something more subtle. Something that can't be measured in bricks and mortar. I think of the things we live without: computers, handphones, gadgets. Life moved slower back then. But as things changed quickly, I started to feel this sadness. Not because of the progress, but because of the quiet losses. Like losing a loved one, one by one. Some friends never made it to their 60s. I once thought we would all grow old together, that one day we'd gather in our 70s. Reminiscing about these very moments we're living now. But those small, familiar things we once had, the things that gave us comfort, are now gone. And we can never get them back. I also think of the future. I know I may not be around to see some of it. Cars without drivers, where no one needs a driving license. I won't see the day when HDB blocks rise to 80 stories. A city of skyscrapers that make the quiet corners I knew feel like distant memories. But these changes are part of the rhythm of life. And though I won't witness them, I know they will come. And even if I can't see them, I know the world will keep changing. One day, my final day will come. I hope the person reading this can feel how I feel. The weight of these quiet losses. Treasure what you still can hold on to. Don't let regret flood you. Cherish the moments, the people, the simple things. Because when they're gone, you realize how much they truly meant. I didn't cling to the past in bitterness. I chose to live meaningfully, moment by moment. I woke up early, stretched my body, cleared my mind. I loved in quiet ways. I listened more than I spoke. I walked a lot because it helped me think and let me watch the changes, bit by bit, until my body could no longer keep up. Hope they know. The only thing that won't change is this. The world will keep changing. So when your world feels fast, or disconnected, or shallow, slow down. Breathe. Look around. Enjoy as much as you can. Touch something real before it's gone. Remember me. And remember, this story isn't just mine. It's yours now too. When you feel sad, angry, frustrated, or even happy, you can remember this letter and read it again. I hope it can calm your mind for a little. Then my effort in writing this will not have been wasted. Now we are at the end of this letter. Everything will end someday, just as I, too, will one day. But remember this, once, in a quiet corner of Singapore, a man named Ed Dixon lived a life that meant something. And now, through you, that story continues. And as you live your life, carrying these memories forward, know that the heart of this story will live on through you, in every step you take, and every choice you make. This letter was written with the help of Dr. Eli, who provided guidance and insight along the way.